Hey there, scary movie fans! I'm your host, Douglas here at Drownboy Productions, bringing you another Screaming Ghostface Collector's video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some more incredibly rare Screaming Ghostface merchandise. However, there are going to be a couple of items that are not Screaming Ghostface related, but they still kind of got thrown in here, but we'll save it for the end. So for those of you who only care about the Screaming Ghostface stuff, let's get that out of the way first. Let's start off with the reason why I'm sure most of you even clicked on this video in the first place, the Scream 6 mask. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about this mask, if it's official, if this is something from set, if it's a production piece, and I'm here to tell you, it is not. This is a replica Scream 6 mask that I painted. I'm guessing many of you out there could tell that I did make this, but for those of you who couldn't, I appreciate the compliment. I didn't really have great references to work off of because I made this the very first day that we got to see the aged Ghostface mask, which was the day that the shotgun picture leaked. So not really the best reference photo, and it was the only reference of that mask particularly, really. And yeah, the first attempt at it here, it turned out a bit more yellow than need be. I did it all with an antique aged white, and then pretty much all the other details are just brown ink, creating layers and creating shadows and doing the crack effects. If I were to replicate this again, which I probably will do, or at least update this version, I will include a lot more of the gray and black tones as well as the little bit of blood stains. When I painted it, we didn't really have the best reference photos, and then the next day, I reached out to someone from Fun World asking if they would be making a Scream 6 mask version, and they told me it was not confirmed yet, but it was likely. And then a few days later, it was confirmed publicly, so it kind of makes me doing this obsolete, but still, it was a fun replica. But I guess since the official masks won't be releasing until after Scream 6 comes out, it'll be nice to have one to wear to the premiere. Certainly not the most accurate, I can definitely do better now, but it was a fun piece to put together, and yes, I did ruin an old original EU. However, this was a very, very stained copy. It could have been fixed, but I wanted a Scream 6 mask. And let's reiterate again, they will be making official versions. It has not been confirmed if it's going to be made off of the screen used, so if all the details will be exact, or if it's going to be something that is just replicated by an artist at Fun World. Either way, I think it's going to be really cool, but I'm really hoping that we get one off of the actual mold. And by actual mold, I mean more so one created off of the actual mask. The real mask that is aged on set was a normal EU mask that was painted. It was not something that was sculpted from the ground up, at least as far as I know. So for those of you out there who are repainting your masks, trying to make it look like a Scream 6 mask, you're certainly welcome to do what you want with your own belongings, but personally, I would recommend that you not ruin original old masks to do such a thing. So while I do encourage the creativity to try and do one of these yourself, I still personally recommend against ruining one of these old masks. But let's go ahead and move on to some actual rare official Ghostface merchandise. And we'll start off with a simpler one with the Funko official Ghostface Mopies. The Mopies line by Funko was more of a stylized version of many characters to kind of make them look a little bit sad, though I feel like most of them really didn't look that sad except for Ghostface. They changed up all the features on the mask here, so it doesn't even really read as something that would be officially licensed. But, of course, it is officially licensed, so quite odd. Also quite interesting, I guess, that Fun World hasn't tried to make one of these into an actual mask yet. And you know, if they didn't do one of these, they could totally do a normal pop version of Ghostface as a mask. I'm sure most of you did see that last year Funko came out with these kind of odd, large, injection molded plastic probably, but plastic masks that look like a big Funko Pop head. They could totally get away with doing one of those of Ghostface, probably Jason as well. Other characters a little bit iffy, but those I think would sell pretty well. But anyways, in regards to this piece exactly, this little fella has eluded me for quite some time. I have been on the look for one of these because it is a Funko piece, and of course anything Funko, usually kind of expensive, if not even hard to find. And in my opinion, I think out of all the different Funko pieces, you've got the reaction, you've got the pop, and then you've got this. I think this is probably the hardest one to find. Well, there's also technically the Mystery Mini, which I still don't have one of those yet. But they are a little bit more common and easy to come across. It's just a matter of whether I want to pay whatever price someone's asking for it. And that's kind of the same thing with this. I have seen a couple of these pop up. However, people are usually asking $100+ on them, which, I mean, that's entirely up to you if you want to pay it. Personally, I would rather wait for a better deal like I have for most of these things. And yeah, finally, I did see a full set of this, Jack Skellington, Chucky, and I think Freddy as well pop up. It was $100 for all 4. I didn't care about the rest of the characters. I wanted to get those as gifts for someone else, but I just wanted Ghostface. I needed Ghostface. I bought the lot, it came in, no Ghostface. So I'm very confused. I go back to look at the post because the photo shows all 4 of them together multiple times. I then look at the description, and even though the listing shows photos of all 4, and the listing seems like it's going to be for all 4, at the very, very end of it, it says, by the way, Ghostface not included. So, bought all those essentially just to give them as gifts, lost out on Ghostface, and finally found another one. Best part is, got this fella for 20 bucks. So, just goes to show you guys, if you find something you want, you don't always have to pay the crazy prices on it, especially if it's something that's mass manufactured like this. I give this advice to people all the time, but seriously, just wait it out. Another one will pop up eventually, and more times than not, you end up getting a better deal. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about it. It's a pretty basic little plush here. It's not massive, it's not like super squishy or anything, but it is still kind of cute, and because it is Funko, it's absolutely something I needed to help complete the set. Moving right along to the next piece and taking a look at something even more exciting, this is something that I actually had not even seen catalog images for. It wasn't until I came across a boxed version of this, but a different character, that I realized that they ever made these, much less made a Ghostface one. This is exciting, guys. I haven't opened it and taken a look at it yet at all. I think that we will be putting it together, but probably not in this video. If you guys do want to see this put together for sure, leave a comment down below and I'll make a separate short video just on that. But here we have the Meet and Greet Towering Treaters. Guys, these are so cool. I got so excited I accidentally unclipped my microphone. But let's go ahead and get right back into it. As I was saying, these things are incredibly, incredibly rare. I've never seen any catalog images of them, no advertisements for them. I think I came across a Frankenstein one of these that was fully packaged, and noticed that it has Ghostface over here, and of course, over here in the image. Unfortunately, the box on this one is a bit damaged, and I noticed that the person that shipped it taped it back up, even though I asked them not to. And of course, one of the big pieces missing is most of Ghostface's ghost face. But you can see the full statue there. It says, so easy to assemble, anyone can do it. A full 7 feet tall, 2 posable arms to shape any way you like. And let's read the blurb over here on the left side. Treat the ghosts and goblins to some giggles. This posable character is a super spooktacular decorating idea. Each character stands a full 7 foot tall, features posable arms and costume, easy to assemble, used year after year. Collect them all and create a crazy, creepy something for intended outdoor use, I'm guessing it says. Unfortunately, some of the packaging is damaged, and this is going to be something really, really hard to, find another one of these in the future. Like I said, this is the very first Ghostface one of these I've ever seen. Of course, you can't really see the fact that he was checked off of the character list over here, but the full list is the Wacky Witch, the Skeleton, Silly Scarecrow, Jack-O-Lantern, Funky Frank, and Ghostface TM. The side of the box also says description, 7 foot giant figure Ghostface. So you know for a fact this is the complete package with Ghostface inside. Like I said, guys, just one of the most incredibly rare pieces to come across. They also did do a child-sized greeter-treater, but I think those are like maybe 3.5 foot tall. Meggie Blaine, aka Scream Queen 89, actually did manage to get one of those herself that she beat me out on. I'm so happy that it went to a good home, but if you want to see it and see it opened up, go check out her channel. And of course, these last few are the ones that are not Ghostface related, so if you're not interested, feel free to skip to the end of the video, but if you are, let's go ahead and check them out. Starting off with something from my good friend Samir Ghazi, here we have a Trick or Treat Studios Hellfest mask. This is pretty cool. If you guys have never seen Hellfest, I strongly recommend that you check it out. It's a pretty fun film, and this mask does happen to be from the actual screen-used molds. I don't think I'll be doing a full video on this, but it was sculpted by Tony Gardner. It's released through Trick or Treat Studios. I believe they are still available. And I mean, it's a pretty simple half mask with a pretty basic paint up, but still really, really cool addition to the collection. And the note that we're going to end on is a very fitting one indeed. Here we have the new Halloween Ends Special Edition Motion Picture Soundtrack Vinyl from Sacred Bones. This was a gift from my friend Colton, and this thing is absolutely gorgeous. If you guys haven't already seen Halloween Ends, go check it out, I guess. If you have, quick recap, I don't think it's a terrible movie. I think it's a fun film with a lot of fun ideas. I just think it was a pretty awful ending to the franchise with what they had already built up in the pre-existing films. But overall, I think that it actually does have one of the best soundtracks out of any Halloween film, period. I listen to the soundtracks from all the Halloween films all the time, almost on a daily basis, and Halloween Ends has already grown to be one of my favorites. Halloween 3 still reigns supreme. I think it has the best soundtrack, but I don't know exactly how I would rank it, but it is for sure one of my favorites, and between Halloween 2018, Kills, and Ends, I think it for sure has the strongest soundtrack. As for the record itself, this thing is pretty awesome. You have a nice image of Michael here on the front, very high contrast, and this is actually a red foil. In the image when you're ordering it, I thought it was just red printing, but it is red foil, which looks very, very nice in the lettering especially. And if you flip it over, we have this awesome shot of Michael holding the knife. The knife is actually, as you can see, a silver foil. Everything else is red foil. But then, very kind of odd choice on this one. There's a superimposed, glossy, embossed print of Laurie's face over Michael's, and they tried to line it up almost perfectly where their features line up. And it makes Michael look kind of like pained, because it's Laurie screaming or looking scared or something, I don't know, looking fierce. It creates a very, very odd effect. Very weird looking, kind of an interesting choice for sure, but there you go. And of course you have the full list of all the tracks on which sides, and it's hard for me to pick a favorite on here, but I will say midway through Evil Eyes, very, very good. Corey and Michael's pretty decent. Corey's Requiem, one of the best. The Junkyard might be my favorite. I think it probably is my favorite. But overall, really, really nice record. It's just a shame that it came so beat up. There's nothing I can do about it since it was a gift, but the top of the spine here was already split. On the inside here, it does come with a poster, which already kind of had a few folds in it for some reason. I'm not going to fold it out, just out of fear of messing it up, but pretty interesting poster. If I can find a picture of it online, I'll put it on screen now. As for the record sleeve, on one side here, you have Michael wielding his knife, of course. On the other side, a full track list yet again. A big nasty split over here, very unfortunate. And of course, I know you want to see that gorgeous vinyl. Check that out. It really is really beautiful. Now I just can't wait to listen to it. Anyways, I've probably rambled on far longer than any of you are interested in listening to, but if you have watched it all the way through, I appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Very, very cool videos coming very soon, and see you next time.